Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for standing by and welcome to the HUIZ Holdings Limited first half and second quarter 2021 earnings conference call. At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. After the management's prepared remarks, we will have a question and answer session. Today's conference call is being recorded and a webcast replay will be available. Please visit HUIZ IR website at ir.huize.com under the Events and Webcasts section. I'd now like to hand the conference over to your speaker host today's conference, Ms. Harriet Fu, HUIZ's Investor Relations Director. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you, operator. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our earnings conference call for the first half and second quarter of 2021. Our financial and operating results were released earlier today and are currently available on both our IR website and the newswire. Before we continue, I would like to refer you to the safe harbor statement in our earnings press release, which also applies to this call as we will be making forward-looking statements. Please also note that we will discuss non-GAAP measures today, which are more thoroughly explained in our earnings release and filings with the SEC. Joining us today are our founder and CEO, Mr. Cunjun Ma, COO, Mr. Li Jiang, Co-CFO, Mr. Minghan Xiao, and Co-CFO, Mr. Ronald Chen. Mr. Ma will start the call by providing an overview of the company's performance and operational highlights for the first half and second quarter of 2021. Mr. Chen will then provide details on the financial results for the period before we open up the call for questions. I will now turn the call over to Mr. Ma.
大家好，欢迎大家参加HUIZ 2021年的上半年及第二季度的业绩发布电话会。上半年，我们的业绩创下了历史新高，在这个充满挑战的行业环境下，尤其难能可贵。上半年平台促成的总保费达到了人民币20.6亿元，同比增长了72.7%，总营收达到了人民币9.5亿元，同比增长了近1倍。远超行业原保费收入的增长，尤其是在第二季度，受年初的开门红和一季度的重疾旧定义产品下架的影响，客户投保的需求提前得到了释放。人身险公司也纷纷出现了负增长。在保险行业传统销售淡季中，HUIZ实现了总保费6.7亿元，依然保持了双位数的增长，体现出了强劲的经营韧性。
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining HUIZ's first half and second quarter 2021 earnings conference call. We achieved record results in the first half, which is particularly commendable given the challenging environment we currently face. Total gross written premiums facilitated on our platform increased by 72.7% year-over-year to RMB 2.06 billion, well above the industry average growth in the first half. And total operating revenue nearly doubled to RMB 950 million. In the second quarter, most life insurance companies reported year-over-year declines in GWP due to seasonality from jumpstart sales at the beginning of the year and the statutory definition change of critical illness. Nonetheless, we have demonstrated strong resilience in our operations during this traditionally slow season, with total GWP amounting to RMB 670 million in the second quarter, sustaining a double-digit growth year-over-year.
总保费和收入的高速增长以外，截至到二季度末，HUIZ累计的投保用户达到了720万人，累计被保险客户的话突破了6000万人。在这里，我想延续一季度的分享，继续和大家探讨HUIZ的差异化用户画像和长期价值。在上半年投保长期险的用户中 约有72%的是来自于2线及以上城市，平均年龄为33岁。上半年，客单价持续保持较高的水平，以首年保费计，长期险的建均保费为4332元，储蓄险的建均更高达了2.8万元。此外，上半年长期险第13个月以及第25个月的继续率保持在95%以上，惠泽用户的高粘性、长期价值和保单的复购潜力凸显。
Apart from the robust growth in total GWP and operating revenue, our cumulative number of insurance clients and insured clients reached 7.2 million and 60.3 million respectively. I would like to further emphasize the differentiation of our user profiles and how this could benefit our business. In the first half, about 72% of long-term insurance customers were from higher tier cities, with an average age of 33 years old. In terms of first-year premium, the average ticket size of our long-term insurance products has maintained at a relatively high level of RMB 4,332 in the first half, while the average ticket size of our savings insurance products has reached RMB 28,439 in the first half. Moreover, in the first half, our persistency ratios for long-term life and health insurance in the 13th and 25th months have maintained at about 95%. We believe these indicators highlight the strong stickiness and high lifetime value of Huize's customers.
上半年，长期险保费占总保费比例达到了95.3%，充分展现惠泽作为头部的保险电商平台在销售和服务能力上的优势，也证明了我们多年经营长期险的积累和沉淀。长期险不仅延长了用户的价值周期的服务触手，多维度的数据和精准的用户画像对惠泽优化定制产品、完善服务能力和构建生态系统具有非同一般的战略意义。与此同时，我们进一步拓展了惠泽产品覆盖的深度和广度，通过保障加养老多元产品体系，打造了覆盖用户全生命周期的全险种布局，从而挖掘存量市场的价值和开发增量市场的潜力。值得一提的是，上半年储蓄险产品，也就是长期寿险及年金，对新单保费的贡献由去年同期的17.1%上升到23.6%。
In the first half, GWP for long-term life and health insurance products accounted for 95.3% of our total GWP. This not only demonstrates our competitive edge in both sales and service capabilities among China's online insurance platforms, but also proves our prominent position in long-term insurance products after years of operations. Our strategic focus on distributing long-term insurance products can help extend the reach to customers through various services, and the multidimensional user data and increased precision of our user profile will be strategically important for us to optimize our customized products, improve our service capabilities, and build our ecosystem. At the same time, we have further expanded the depth and breadth of our product coverage with a diversified product portfolio, including protection, savings insurance, and retirement planning products, covering the entire customer life cycle, thereby tapping the value of existing markets and exploring the growth potential from new markets. It's worth mentioning that our savings insurance, including annuity and long-term life insurance, contributed to 23.6% of first-year premium in the first half, increasing from 17.1% over the same period last year.
产品力是慧择的核心竞争力之一。上半年，我们持续在产品设计与创新上发力，与保险公司合作伙伴共同开发的定制产品保费占比达到 55.1%， 去年同期大幅增加了比去年同期大幅增加了 14.3个百分点。4月份，银保监会下发了关于进一步丰富人身保险产品供给的指导意见，多次提及个性化、差异化、定制化，这预示着保险产品定制化将是大势所趋。定制化离不开保险科技能力的加持。以慧择联合光大永明重磅推出的养老年金产品光明慧选为例，在产品研发阶段，慧择就通过长期积累的用户数据，经过高质量的机器学习分析过程，发现了当时市场上存在的诸多痛点，并在产品设计时逐一予以突破，同时利用人工智能系统寻找最符合客户利益的费率和条款组合方案，打造出了在核心指标上均有所创新的定制产品。最后，我们通过了现代化的线上营销平台，大大降低了产品的推广成本，从而获得了对标线下主流产品的显著性价比优势。
Product innovation is one of Huize's core competencies. In the first half, we continue to make progress on new product design and innovation. As a result, GWP for co-developed insurance products accounted for 55.1% of total GWP, increasing significantly by 14.3 percentage points from the same period last year. In April, the CBIRC issued a guidance that emphasized the personalization, differentiation, and customization of insurance products. This signals that the customization of insurance products will be a major trend moving forward, and we believe that InsurTech capability is the key to drive product customization. For example, we have recently partnered with Sun Life Everbright Life Insurance to launch Everbright Smart Choice, a retirement annuity product. When developing this product, we identified numerous pain points in the market and resolved them one by one through our long accumulated user data and machine learning algorithms. At the same time, we used AI technology to estimate the combination of premium rates and terms and conditions of the product that best fit our client's interests, thereby creating a comprehensive and innovative product that stands out in the market. Finally, our online marketing strategy has significantly reduced the promotion cost of our products, enhancing our price competitiveness over other mainstream offline products.
在产品定制能力之外，我们既致力于打造深度的服务能力。我们认为，保险行业已经从数量增长向质量增长转变，传统的人海战术已经达到了拐点。未来行业竞争的核心会成为如何真正的为用户解决问题和创造价值的体验之争。在不断升级保险服务的基础上，自年初以来，我们一直在探索搭建健康增值服务体系，为用户提供在线问诊、癌症早筛等健康服务。7月，我们联合了 TPA 的公司，推出了免疫细胞储存增值服务，满足千禧一代用户对高端多元化的医疗服务需求。我们相信，这些个性化的服务贯穿整个保单的周期，不仅能够提高慧择平台和产品在市场上的核心竞争力，更有助于我们完善生态圈建设，深度连接用户，从而最大化的生命周期价值。
On top of product customization, we are also committed to enhancing our service capabilities. We believe that the insurance industry has moved to a quality and sustainable growth phase, and the traditional business model of relying on numerous insurance agents has reached an inflection point. Rather, future competition in the industry will focus on solving problems and creating value for customers. Since the beginning of the year, we have been exploring and building a value-added service system to provide users with online consultation, early cancer screening, and other health management services. In July, we partnered with Sungrow to launch immune cell cryopreservation as a value-added service to meet the demand for high-end and diversified healthcare services of millennial customers. We believe such services throughout the duration of the policy will not only increase the core competitiveness of our platform in the marketplace, but also help us to create longer-term engagement with our users and maximize their lifetime value.
数字化和科技赋能是HUIZ 3.0时代发展的核心力量。我们相信，将数据分析和人工智能等技术嵌入到关键的业务流程，不仅能够促成平台运营效率的提升，也能实现更完善的风险管理。通过测算，我们的 AI 计划书为顾问节约了大约 83% 的时间，同频讲解的功能使成交周期和沟通次数减少了一半。在合规上面，通过 NLP 的技术，我们的智能质检系统已经实现了对顾问对话内容的全覆盖，使质检工作的效率提升了80倍。至今积累了超过2亿条对话的语料。
Digitalization and technology are the core strengths for the development of the HUIZ 3.0 era. We believe that embedding technologies such as data analytics and AI into key business processes will help improve the operating efficiency and risk management capability of our platform. Our calculations show that the AI proposal application has made it possible to save up to 83% of our consultants' time, and the average time needed to complete a transaction has been halved. Our technology has also been critical to our platform's regulatory compliance, with our AI-driven quality assurance system enabling us to achieve full coverage of consultants' compensation inspections through NLP technology. This has significantly improved our quality assurance efficiency by over 80 times and accumulated over 200 million lines of conversation data.
接下来，我想和各位分享HUIZ布局 O2O 的重要里程碑。我们已与湖北盛世安康保险代理有限公司签订了备忘录，拟收购其控股股权。我们相信，盛世安康具备对客户的深刻洞察和对人身险市场的深厚理解，凭借其资深的专业销售团队，对客户广泛的触达和丰富的服务经验，盛世安康将完善HUIZ最后1公里的线下布局，让我们具备了在线上和线下提供产品与服务的能力，进一步提高了HUIZ定制产品在市场的全覆盖和品牌知名度。HUIZ将利用数字化的实力为盛世安康全面赋能，加速打造覆盖营销、产品和服务的保险开放平台，大幅提升传统保险经营的效率。我们期待通过协同效应，实现业务高质量的扩张，促进业绩高速度的增长。
Finally, I would like to share with you an important milestone in our O2O integration strategy. we have entered into a MOU with HUIZ Life & General to acquire a controlling interest in the company. We believe HUIZ Life & General has accumulated deep customer insights in the mass affluent life and health insurance market, leveraging its robust sales team of professional industry veterans, extensive coverage, and experience of serving clients. HUIZ Life & General greatly complements our last-mile offline presence, allowing us to provide products and services both online and offline, which will further improve the market presence of our customized products and enhance the brand awareness of Huize. We intend to utilize our digital capabilities to empower HUIZ Life & General, accelerating the establishment of our open insurance product and service platform, covering sales management, product offerings, and back-end support, with the aim to significantly enhance the efficiency of traditional insurance operations. We look forward to the business expansion and realizing revenue growth synergies from this mutually beneficial integration.
接下来，请我们的 CFO Ron 给大家详细介绍一下业绩和财务的数据。
This concludes my prepared remarks for today. I will now turn the call over to our CFO, Mr. Ronald Tan, who will provide an overview of our key financial highlights for the first half and second quarter.
Thank you, Mr. Ma and Harriet, and hi everyone. We are very pleased to report a set of record first half operating and financial results in terms of both total gross written premiums, or GWP, facilitated on our platform, as well as total operating revenues. In the first half of 2021, total GWP amounted to RMB 2.1 billion, representing a very strong growth of 72.7% year-over-year. First year premiums, or FYP, accounted for RMB 1.2 billion, or 57.9% of total GWP, which has doubled from the same period of last year. Renewal premiums accounted for RMB 868 million, or 42.1% of total GWP, representing a year-on-year increase of 45.4% in the first half. And as of the half-year mark, we have already achieved over two-thirds of the total GWP for the entire year of 2020 and almost 80% of total revenue for last year. In the first quarter of the year, we recall that we have capitalized on tremendous market demand for critical illness products by consumers by taking upon a more aggressive approach on marketing spend and customer acquisition strategies, which has resulted in a very strong 2.2x growth in FYP in Q1, as well as the acquisition of many high-quality users onto our platform, with average FYP per policy of over RMB 4,000. For the second quarter, as we have expected it to be a relatively slower quarter due to seasonality as a result of the jumpstart sales campaigns in Q1, and also expected softness in the critical illness product segment after the absorption of pent-up demand in the first quarter. We have therefore strategically focused on the marketing and distribution of savings insurance products, including our customized endowment life insurance and annuity products, which we have co-developed with our insurance carrier partners. As a result of our strategy, we have maintained a healthy growth in total GWP of 12% year-over-year to RMB 668 million in the second quarter. This was driven by the robust year-on-year growth in renewal premiums of 32%, which again is a testament to the high quality of the users that our platform is able to attract and acquire through our marketing channels, as evidenced by the consistently high 13th month and 25th-month persistency ratios of over 95% that we have achieved during the second quarter. As for FYP, although in the second quarter we saw a modest 5% decrease year-over-year, mainly on the back of a slow pickup in critical illness market demand, we were still able to drive through very strong growth in the distribution of savings insurance products, which has accounted for 38.2% of total FYP distributed in the second quarter. Another highlight with respect to the savings insurance product segment is that 31% of the FYP in savings insurance was contributed by repeat purchases from our existing users on the platform, which again speaks to the high quality of our 7 million plus user base, and in particular, the high LTV or lifetime value potential of our users, given the high average ticket size of over RMB 28,000 that we have achieved in distributing our savings insurance products. We're continuing to see very strong momentum in our savings insurance products segments going into the third quarter, which again will greatly complement to our overall FYP and top-line growth for the rest of the year, and also becoming an increasingly important contributor to our general diversification in our revenue and overall product portfolio. Now turning to the financial line items. Total operating revenue for the second quarter was RMB 218.6 million, which is a slight decrease of 7% year-over-year. The decrease was primarily due to the 5% decrease in FYP facilitated, as we mentioned earlier, which totaled RMB 303 million for the quarter, but offset by the strong 32% increase in renewal premiums, which amounted to RMB 364.8 million in the second quarter. Operating costs for the quarter increased by 8% year-over-year to RMB 152 million, which is primarily due to increased customer acquisition and channel costs. Selling expenses for the quarter increased by 62% year-over-year to RMB 77.9 million, mainly attributable to increased salaries and employment benefits due to an increase in sales and marketing headcount, as well as an increase in advertising and marketing expenses, which is offset by a decrease in share-based compensation expenses. Selling expenses as a percentage of total operating revenue for the first half, however, has decreased from 20.9% last year to 16.2% this year, representing a 4.7 percentage point improvement year-over-year. G&A expenses for the quarter decreased by 7% year-over-year to RMB 43.5 million, primarily due to a decrease in share-based compensation expenses. The G&A expense to revenue ratio also decreased to 9.9% in the first half of this year from 17% in the same period of last year, resulting in a 7.1 percentage point improvement, which is a reflection of the overall operating efficiency and leverage that we have demonstrated. During the quarter, we have continued to invest heavily in our technology upgrades for our core platform, and R&D expenses for the quarter grew by 104.3% year-over-year to RMB 25.7 million, which was mainly driven by an increase in technology investment and the related number of R&D personnel increase. Overall, for the quarter, we have recorded a GAAP net loss of RMB 77 million. We continue to maintain a robust liquidity and a strong financial position. As of quarter end, we had a combined balance of cash and cash equivalents of approximately $67 million. And coming to our official guidance, we currently expect total operating revenue for the full year of 2021 to be approximately RMB 1.7 billion, which represents approximately a 40% growth rate year-over-year. This forecast reflects the company's current and preliminary views on the market and operational conditions, which are subject to change caused by various uncertainties, including those related to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic globally, and also any recurrent waves of infections in China. With that, that concludes our prepared remarks for today's call. We'll now turn the call over to Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, when asking the question, please state your question in Chinese first, and then repeat your question in English for the convenience of everyone in the call. If you wish to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad and wait for your name to be announced. If you wish to cancel your request, please press the pound or the hash key. Please note it's star 1 on your telephone keypad if you wish to ask a question. We have the first question from the line of Michelle Ma from Citi. Please ask your question.
管理层你好，我是花旗的分析师 Michelle。我这里有2个问题。第一个呢是关于也是近期可能比较就是议论比较多的一个话题，就是监管对于互联网乱象的一个治理。我想请教一下，从管理层的角度来看，这件事对我们的投放啊，对于我们的就是一些就是 to B 的渠道的影响到底是怎样的？然后我们现在就是对于我们就是 to B 渠道这块的一个就是合规化的一个进程是大概是怎么样的？这个是第一个问题，就是关于监管这一块咱们就是to B 这一块的一个受影响的程度。然后第二个问题呢是我们也看到就是其实我们账上还是比较多的一个现金，然后呢其实这个行业的空间也是挺大的。咱们之后的一个 strategy 是怎么样的呢？就咱们怎么样来考量的？就咱们最近也是做了一些就是做了一些改革吧，比如说开放平台啊之类的，就是咱们后面还是像以前就是交流的那样，就是把这个 to C 做起来，还是有一些其他的一个想法。我简单翻译一下我的这2个问题。So my first question is regarding to a recent directory crackdown on irregularities in the online insurance sales space. So just wondering what's the impact on our to B channel. And the second question is about our future strategy. So we have obviously a large amount of cash on balance. So will we have any like new initiatives regarding future business strategy? Especially we mentioned before that we want to strengthen our to C channel previously. So it's still going forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. It's Ron here. Let me take your questions. So the first question regarding regulations, I think the market has obviously been quite concerned overall, not just in our industry, but also across various sectors on the recent wave of government regulations coming out to the market. So I think in particular with relating to the insurance industry or the internet insurance industry, particularly where we are participating in, the recent number 87 document, the content of which is actually not any new regulations per se. It's more of a re-emphasis on the implementation timetable for the underlying regulations that was actually released in December of last year and was coming into effect of this February of this year. So overall, of course, I think Huize as a long-established platform with 15 years of track record, we are very embracive of this new regulatory regime and development because it's definitely good for the overall long-term sustainable growth of the industry as a whole. And as one of the more leading and compliant platforms in the industry, I think that we see ourselves as a beneficiary of the regulatory developments. So particularly with pertaining to the points relating to the regulations, I think that the regulators are more focused on mis-selling activities by platforms, forced bundle sales of insurance products, non-compliant operations during the business processes, and so forth. So I think given that we have been adapting to the changes since last year or late last year, we have already taken in a complete and comprehensive review of our operations so that we have established the relevant rules and policies with respect to our own self-operated activities as well as the other channels that we cooperate with to make sure that all the contents that are marketing materials that will be delivered to the marketplace, which will be consumed or read by the users to be compliant from a regulatory standpoint. And also I think that on the mis-selling or product pricing perspective, because that we have always been more focused on the higher value long-term health products, we are less involved with the short-term medical or reimbursement kind of insurance products, where I think most of the mis-selling risk may fall into. So I think that overall, as a conclusion, I think that we are very well coped as a platform to manage through these regulatory changes, and we don't see any particular material impact on the business as a whole. So going on to your second question on the cash balance and our potential use of this cash resources, I think that we have obviously just announced the HUIZ Life & General acquisition, and overall that will be a very important element to accelerate our online to offline integration strategy, as our CEO mentioned in his prepared remarks, and also to make sure that we have be able to deepen our engagement with our customers and to able to generate more lifetime value through the additional offline coverage or in-person interactions with these customers. So M&A will definitely be one of the potential areas where we can deploy our cash resources. Secondly, I think that we're also very focused on implementing and executing on our new open platform strategy, which we are still in the very early stage, which will require additional capital with respect to increasing our investment in the core platform and technology, and that is reflected in our continued investment in R&D since we have been listed as after the IPO. And thirdly, I think that we'll also be increasing investments in our branding and marketing to further improve our 2C business and to be able to generate more traffic to the platform on an organic basis. I hope that answers the questions, Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have the next question from the line of Edwin Liu from CLSA. Please ask your question.
感谢公司给我这个提问的机会我是中信良的保险分析师刘达。那我这边其实有一个关于储蓄类产品的一个问题因为公司也提到就是这个上半年吧，就是储蓄类占首年保费的占比是有所提升的所以其实我想更细的问一问，就是储蓄类产品如果我们算 take rate 的话，就是如果分母是用 FYP 来算 take rate 的话跟其他长期健康险产品相比，大概是怎么样的一个水平？然后如果我们是用第三方渠道来销售的话，那么跟第三方渠道的这个销售费用cost of revenue 的一个比例大概是多少那我稍微翻译一下。So it's good to see that the saving insurance has accounted for a larger portion of the FYP. So I just want to understand more about the details of the savings insurance. In particular, if we are to calculate the take rate with the denominator as FYP, what would be the take rate level for the savings insurance? And also, if we calculate the cost of revenue percentage of the brokerage income for the savings insurance, what would be the level, especially if we compare to other type of products like the long-term health insurance? Thank you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining the call again. So on your question on our latest development on the saving insurance product, I think that, first of all, I think it's very encouraging to see that we are making headways into scaling up this portion of the portfolio, not only because of the weakness or softness in critical illness, as we all know in the market, but also as a long-term strategy for us to extract further LTV from our existing users. And also we have touched upon the relatively high proportion of repeat purchases of savings insurance products from our existing users. So I think that is a very good reflection of our overall business strategy and is working out fine. With respect to the take rate or commission rate, I think that I think to put it simply, take an example for our latest endowment life insurance product. I think you're looking at roughly around 10 to 20 percentage points commission rate, a bit lower than your typical customized long-term critical illness products. But I think you need to bear in mind also that the average ticket size for these products is quite a lot higher than critical illness products. So I think we've been telling the market and disclosing to the market that on average, the CI products we distribute carries around about 4,000-ish kind of RMB ticket size on average. But now we're seeing that the average savings insurance products are going at around 28,000 RMB. So I think despite the relatively lower take rate, if you will, but the overall economics accretion to our P&L or to our revenue line is actually quite promising. So I think that would be the answer to your commission rate or take rate question. In terms of cost, I think that if you look at our Q2 results versus our Q1 on a quarter-on-quarter basis, you can actually see that there's a 5 percentage point improvement on our gross margin. So I think that also is partly due to the reasons I stated above.
Great. Thank you. It's very clear. Thank you.
Thank you, Edwin.
We have the next question from the line of Alan Fang from Morgan Stanley. Please ask your question.
管理层好，我是摩根士丹利的研究员 Alan。我这里有2个很快的问题，就是接着刚才分析师朋友的问题。那我们在接下来的就是几个季度，是不是可以继续期待储蓄型产品的在 FYP 的占比会就是有一个持续的提升？就是在这个就是重疾的销售比较疲软的这个背景下。然后第2个问题就是我们的这个收购就是主打的就是盛世安康主打的这个线上线下的这个协同，能否就是举1-2个例子，就是说具体这个协同的效应是怎么发挥出来的？那我简单翻译一下啊。I have 2 quick questions for management today. So first, should we continue to expect an increase of mix for savings products in the upcoming quarters, given that the critical illness sales are still pretty weak in China? And secondly, so you talk about a lot about the O2O synergies between the sense life and general agency and your core business. Could you maybe just elaborate and give us a few examples? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Thanks for joining the call again. So 2 questions here. I think the first question on the proportion or contribution from our savings insurance products going forward in the second half this year. I think you're very correct to point out that it's very likely that we'll see an increasing proportion or contribution from savings products in the third quarter and fourth quarter due to the overall market sentiment surrounding the CI products. And also, I think the consumers right now as a whole is definitely more geared towards consuming, life insurance or annuities products. So I think you can also see that we have recently just launched the new retirement annuity product with Sun Life Everbright. So I think that's a very good example of how we are constantly adapting to market changes and also leveraging on our product development expertise to co-develop and work with our insurance carrier partners. I think that the endowment life insurance product that we have co-developed with Hong Kong Life has been doing very well in the second and third quarter. And we're already seeing, I think we can also disclose on this call that we're also seeing already sequential growth, quite strong growth in this area. So I think we can expect that there will be a meaningful increase in the contribution from savings in the third and fourth quarter. However, I think that the critical illness product should come back to life, if you will, towards the end of this year. We are also gearing up towards launching a new product in this space, probably towards the back end of this quarter or next quarter. And I think with the new product launch, we should also be able to drive improve sales in this area, given that we have a more innovative and probably more market-friendly product design features, so that we can encourage ourselves, our own consultants, also our channel partners, to market and distribute this new product. With respect to the potential integration revenue synergies with the offline agencies that Shenzhen Life in general that we have targeted, I think that there are a few things that we can probably look forward to. I think the most important thing is that we are able to leverage on their offline presence to serve our customers on an offline context. So not just that we can see them face to face, we can further deepen the engagement with them to understand more about the needs and the family's needs, and therefore to have a more insightful customer profile, which will feed back to our own consultants for cross-selling and upselling opportunities. The other thing that we can also derive synergies from is because the comprehensive suite of products that we have on the Huize platform, we are also be able to provide to this offline partner on an overnight basis, so that we can empower them with a full suite of products. As you probably understand, typically in China, for these regional agencies, they suffer from a relative lack of product supply from the mainstream insurance companies, and also they probably receive less favorable commissions treatment from the insurance carriers. So by plugging into the Huize system, obviously we can empower them on the product supply. We can also empower them on our digital platform and digital tools to increase the efficiency of the offline agents, therefore to improve productivity further on a per agent per month basis. So I think that will be the overall concept they're looking at with respect to this acquisition. Hope that's clear.
Thank you, sir. Can we go ahead and move to the next question?
Yes, please.
Okay, we have the next question from the line of Qing Mao from CICC. Please ask your question.
好的，管理层好，感谢公司给我提问的机会，我是中金公司的分析师毛晴晴。我这边有两个问题，第一个问题还是关于这个储蓄型产品的。我们看到了公司刚刚也提到说这个储蓄型产品的占比有提升，我想问一下储蓄型产品这个来自老客户购买的占比有多少？那我先翻译一下我的第一个问题。My first question is about the savings products. We can see an increase in the proportion of savings products. What percentage of savings products are from existing customers? 我的第二个问题是我们二季度有没有看到因为这个在线教育的行业受打击而导致的这个流量成本的下降？ The second question is, have we seen the drop of CAC due to the headwind posed to online education industry in the second quarter? Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for joining the call. Two questions here. First question was about the savings product. How much of the FYP is coming from existing users? So I think we have actually touched upon this earlier. We see that in the second quarter, around 31% of our savings product is coming from repeat purchases on all existing users on the platform who have purchased a policy with us before. So that's the answer to the first question. And the second question on the traffic cost trend vis-a-vis the overall headwinds facing the education or the edtech sector. I think that what we have seen here at Huize is that we do not see, perhaps we have a very different marketing strategy than maybe our peers, and the target customers that the edtech sector look at is probably not exactly the users that we're targeting. So we do not see a material or obvious impact on where we see cost of acquisition on our platform. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. At this time, I would like to hand the call back to the speakers for any closing remarks. Thank you.
Hi, thank you, operator. Thank you, everyone. So we would like to thank you all for joining the call today. And if you require any further information, so please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude our conference for today. Thank you for participating. You may all disconnect.